incredible is going down. As I was saying just the other day, Gene Deal talked about this, an indictment coming for Mayor Adams, federal indictment. And yes, it indeed has come. There's a lot of rumors speculating, but let's hear what this is about, according to the prosecutor.
Mayor Adams engaged in a long-running conspiracy in which he solicited and knowingly accepted illegal campaign contributions from foreign donors and corporations. As we allege, Mayor Adams took these contributions even though he knew they were illegal, and even though he knew these contributions were attempts by a Turkish government official and Turkish businessmen to buy influence with him. We also allege that the mayor sought and accepted well over $100,000 in luxury travel benefits from some of the same foreign actors who arranged many of the illegal campaign contributions. These benefits included free international business class flights and opulent hotel rooms in foreign cities. The mayor had a duty to disclose these gifts on his annual public disclosure forms so that the public could see who was giving him what. But as we
Okay, now that's interesting because this is a similar type of act that the Supreme Court, certain Supreme Court judges are accused of. Clarence Thomas, for one, not reporting it. But what's ironic, what is very ironic right now is this won't go to. Wait a second, let me think about that. Yes, um, can something like this even go to the Supreme Court? Can it be taken to the Supreme Court? I don't think so. Is that only state matters or is that federal also? No, it's a federal Supreme Court. I mean, actually, that's a good question to ask. Well, the point is this: the Supreme Court, certain Supreme Court judges are charged with doing the exact same thing, yet they are allowed to serve. I'm not making a defense for Mayor Adams, but I just wanted to point out it's the same type of violation.
allege, year after year after year, he kept see who was giving him what. But as we allege, year after year after year, he kept the public in the dark. He told the public he received no gifts, even though he was secretly being showered with them.
Now, that's the same exact thing Clarence Thomas has done, but Clarence Thomas is still serving right now. He admits that he did it also, ironically enough, more than once, several times. He's admitted it in public. But what can be done about it? Only Congress can move on it. Right now, you have a Republican, split and Democrat, and it doesn't seem like Republicans are too excited about reining in some of these forms of corruption.
We allege that Adams accepted these benefits knowing that they were given to him because of his position.
Now, keep in mind, Biden is the president right now. Joe Biden is the president right now. This is a Democratic administration right now. Yet, this federal prosecutor will indict a Democrat. See how that works? That's called being unbiased. That's called showing no favor. You see, it's called doing your job. It shouldn't. The law is not intended for one political party. It's not intended for two. It's intended for everybody. Except right now, this what the Supreme Court has found is that only the president of the United States can commit a crime while in office and be immune to prosecution, which is ironic that they would do that. But again, these are the same type of egregiouses. Let's check it.
And in exchange for some of those improper benefits, he intervened in the New York City Fire Department's inspection process for a building owned and operated by the Turkish government, allowing it to open even though it had not passed the fire inspection. The corruption alleged in the indictment is, as I said, long-running. As we allege in the indictment, Adams' solicitation of illegal campaign contributions began in 2018. After he started raising funds for his 2021 mayoral campaign, he agreed to take contributions offered by multiple Turkish businessmen, several of whom he met in Turkey. Adams knew that these wealthy individuals could not legally donate in a U.S. election, federal law clearly prohibits foreign donations. That's how we protect our elections from foreign influence. Yet Adams directed his staff to pursue this illegal money to support his campaign for mayor. And as we allege, Adams continued to pursue foreign money in secret well into 2021. And it didn't stop with his first campaign for mayor. As we allege, in 2023, the mayor rekindled these corrupt relationships, seeking more illegal campaign contributions from some of the same foreign sources to support his reelection campaign. Adams also took contributions that
Wow.
broke other laws. As we allege, he sought contributions from businessmen far in excess of what the law allowed. He also allegedly sought contributions from corporations, which are not allowed to contribute at all in New York City elections. Many of
Now, this is really interesting. During an election cycle, now I know the rules don't always apply to everybody all the same all the time, right? Um, but since it's an election cycle, usually what we would hear is people, trying to lay blame to a political party over this form of corruption. But listen, New York has its own history of these failures. Republican, Democrat, just in general, it's not a party thing; it's a cultural thing. Within the state apparatus, how the state functions, obviously, but it's really interesting. I really find it interesting that how it's totally different. I mean, when Trump was in power, he was directing the Justice Department on acts, what you should do, or putting pressure on them. In this case, I don't see Biden putting any pressure, mentioning, talking about it at all. Really, I don't think it's his role, actually. But you could see how it could change from president to president. How the office is seen, how the separation of powers is seen. But in any case, yep.
those illegal corporate contributions were organized by the same people who organized the illegal foreign contributions. And Adams allegedly disguised them all in the same way by accepting the money through so-called straw donors. A straw donor contributes someone else's money, hiding the money's illegal source, such as a foreign businessman, a corporation, or a wealthy New Yorker who has already contributed the maximum amount allowed. And as we allege, Adams circumvented all of these laws, taking contributions from exactly the sources the law prohibits, all to benefit his mayoral campaigns. Now, Adams also personally benefited from the illegal conduct alleged in the indictment. Adams solicited and accepted over $100,000 in luxury travel benefits for years from wealthy Turkish business people and at least one Turkish government official seeking to gain influence over him. Adams started accepting undisclosed luxury travel benefits at least as early as 2016. He took these benefits nearly every year through
26 going back to 2016. So this is overlapped through administrations. Obviously, you could see Trump became president, right? So this was going on during Trump's administration, regardless of his rhetoric, right? And then it persisted and continued on. Um, how many of you think, obviously, the state is not equipped to prosecute itself, right? In this particular case. So the feds would come in and do that. And that is the role of the feds. Um, but how many of you just think that this type of problem in terms of corruption, even out, I'm talking outside of the party view, just state to state across the country, how much do you think, how many political campaigns do you think are run like this? Do you think it's just the statewide campaigns, or from one state to the next, or do you think it's all over the country? I mean, and what do you think can be done better to kind of rein in this kind of a democratic process, you could say? I mean, it's a threat. It's a threat. I would see corruption as a threat to the democratic process, especially in campaign financing. And people have been talking about that for years, for decades. but it doesn't seem, I mean, what does it cost to run for office these days? Can you be an independent candidate and stand a chance? How much does that affect our way of life? But in any case,
21. Here are some of the benefits that we uncovered during our investigation. In 2016, Adams flew to India through Turkey and received 2 free round-trip upgrades for business class seats. That's the highest class on Turkey's national airline. Those upgrades were worth more than $12,000, and none of it was publicly disclosed. In 2017, Adams accepted free business class tickets for himself and his travel companions to France, Turkey, and China. And he was put up in the Bentley Suite in the St. Regis Hotel in Istanbul. All of that was worth more than $41,000, and none of it was publicly disclosed. Also in 2017, he flew to China, again, through Turkey, and accepted 2 free business class tickets for himself and a companion. Those were worth more than $16,000, and none of it was publicly disclosed. In 2018, he flew to Hungary through Turkey and
whoa.
accepted
Hey, this is a lot of gifts. This is a lot of gifts. Damn, it's moved. The list is moving too fast. Let me bring it
suite
back.
in the St. Regis Hotel in Istanbul. All of that was worth more than $41,000, and none of it was publicly disclosed. Also in 2017, he flew to China, again, through Turkey, and accepted 2 free business class tickets for himself and a companion. Those were worth more than $16,000, and none of it was publicly disclosed. In
Mm-mm.
2018, he flew to Hungary through Turkey and accepted free upgrades for business class seats. Those were worth more than $12,000, and none of it was publicly disclosed. In 2019, he flew to Turkey and accepted a free upgrade to business class for his companion and a free
This is when you get gifts, just get like this upgrade in tickets. That's a gift. You're supposed to report it. So I guess even though someone else is paying for it, they give it to you. You receive it. The fact that you receive it and use it, right? It's a gift. Or the fact that you receive it, I think it qualifies it as a gift. Yeah. So
stay in a lavish suite at the St. Regis Hotel in Istanbul. That was worth more than $9,000. And again, none of it was publicly disclosed. In 2021, Adams solicited business class tickets to Istanbul, stays at luxury hotels and resorts, yacht tours, and meals. As we allege, he asked to pay a nominal fee for all of this in order to disguise what we allege were, in fact, bribes. He canceled that trip at the very last minute, but the benefits that he solicited were worth more than $21,000. And later in 2021, Adams flew to Ghana, again, through Turkey, and accepted free business class ticket upgrades and
oh, he flew to Ghana. He flew to Ghana. Whoa.
other gifts while he was on a layover in Istanbul. Those benefits were worth more than $12,000. And just like all the other benefits I've just run through, none of it was publicly disclosed. Now, I want to be clear. These upgrades and freebies were not part of some frequent flyer or loyalty program available to the general public. As we allege, this was a multi-year scheme to buy favor with a single New York City politician on the rise, Eric Adams. Now, this is a chart with all of the undisclosed travel benefits that we uncovered during the investigation. We just list it all out here. You see the year, 2016, 2017, 2017, 2018, 2019, and 2 in 2021. The destination, India all the way to Ghana. The benefits, the free upgrades or free tickets altogether, the hotel stays, and the value. And if you just sum up all the dollar amounts here, you get to more than $100,000. And of course, as I said before, every single trip that we list here was undisclosed. As we allege in the indictment, in addition to not disclosing these benefits, Adams sometimes created fake paper trails to try to cover up the travel benefits he solicited and received. Let me give you one example. Adams wrote emails to his staff suggesting he paid for his 2017 business class flights on the Turkish airline when, as we allege, he did not. Those flights were worth a lot of money. Just one ticket alone cost more than $10,000. But months after taking the flights, Adams wrote an email to a staff member and told the staff member that he had left cash in her desk drawer and that she should send the money to the Turkish airline to pay for a trip he had already taken. As the indictment makes clear, that's just a clumsy cover-up. Now, just because
Wow.
Adams received benefits for free,
Wow.
that doesn't mean that there weren't strings attached. As we allege, a particular Turkish government official behind that's just a clumsy cover-up. Now, just because Adams received benefits for free, that doesn't mean that there weren't strings attached. As we allege, a particular Turkish government official behind many of the benefits Adams sought and accepted gave Adams all these things to gain influence over him. We allege that Adams knew that and took the benefits anyway. We allege that when the Turkish government official needed him, Adams also took corrupt official action in exchange for some of the luxury travel benefits. In 2021, the Turkish government official was trying to open a brand new high-rise building in Manhattan that would house Turkey's consulate. There was significant time pressure because the Turkish official desperately needed the building to be open in time for a visit from Turkey's president. This building was important to the Turkish official, and it was important to Turkey. But the FDNY's fire safety professionals wouldn't let the building open because the building hadn't passed an inspection. And not just that. Some of the people at FDNY thought the building had so many issues and
Andrea, Donnie, what you think about this?
defects that the building was not safe to occupy. So the Turkish official sent word to Adams that it was, quote, his turn, unquote, to support Turkey. And as we allege, Adams delivered and pressured the fire department to let the building open. The FDNY professionals were convinced that they would lose their jobs if they didn't back down. And so they did. They got out of the way and let the building open. The Turkish official got what he wanted, and as we explain in the indictment, just 4 days after Adams held up his end of the bargain, he went right back to soliciting more travel benefits from the Turkish airline.
Damn,
I wanna make
that's interesting. So they've documented all of the times, the payments, the communications.
Things crystal clear. First, the conduct alleged in the indictment, the foreign money, the corporate money, the bribery, the years of concealment, is a grave breach of the public's trust. Public office is a privilege. We allege that Mayor Adams abused that privilege and broke the law. Laws that are designed to ensure that officials like him serve the people, not the highest bidder, not a foreign bidder, and certainly not a foreign power.
Facts,
These are
Daddy.
bright
Yeah, and Andrea, exactly.
red lines.
Yes.
And we allege that the mayor crossed them again and again for years. That is the only reason we are here today. Second, this investigation continues. We continue to dig, and we will hold more people accountable. And I encourage anyone with information to come forward and to do so before it is too late. And third, the Southern District of New York remains committed to rooting out corruption without fear or favor and without regard to partisan politics. We are not focused on the right or the left. We are focused only on right and wrong.
Hold on.
The Southern District of New York remains committed to rooting out corruption without fear or favor and without regard to partisan politics. We are not focused on the right or the left. We are anyone with information to come forward and to do so before it is too late. And third, the Southern District of New York remains committed to rooting out corruption without fear or favor and without regard to partisan politics. We are not focused on the right or the left. We are focused
because
only on right.
Trump was all the way up his Justice Department appointee's neck, man. Bill Barr, he was so Biden, I don't think Biden doesn't tend to even discuss these kind of things.
And wrong. That is our duty, and we will fulfill it. Now, today's charges are the product of a tremendous partnership. I want to thank our partners at FBI and the New York City Department of Investigation who have been with us every step of the way. And finally, I want to commend the outstanding career prosecutors from SDNY who are handling this case. Celia Cohen, Andrew Rohrbach, Hagen Scotton, and Derek Wickstrom, and the chiefs of the Public Corruption Unit, Laura Pomerantz and Robert Sobelman. It's now my pleasure to turn the podium over to FBI Assistant Director in Charge, James Dennehy.
Good morning, and thank you for being here today. The indictment of a sitting mayor is not just another headline. It is a stinging reminder that no one is above the law or beyond reproach. And it serves as a sobering moment for all of us who place our trust in elected officials. Today's indictment sends a powerful message to every elected official in this country. Public service is a profound responsibility and should be a noble calling. When that's perverted by greed and dishonesty, it robs us of our trust. It's a pact between leaders and their communities, built on the pillars of trust, accountability, and transparency. When that pact is broken, the consequences ripple far beyond one office or one election cycle. We know not all leaders are corrupt. We know there are countless public servants who wake up every day with the intention of doing right by their constituents. But we cannot ignore the shadow cast by moments like this. When trust is eroded, it takes years, sometimes decades, to rebuild. The weight of today's actions falls not just on the indicted official, but on every other public official who must now work harder to earn the public's confidence in them. It's important to remember accountability isn't just about punishing those with alleged wrongdoings. It's about lifting the communities they've let down. It's about rebuilding, restoring, and reimagining what public servants can and should do. It's up to us to demand more from our leaders, to hold them to the highest standards, and to remind them that the power of public office should never be abused. While some may be disappointed today, let me encourage you not to be defeated.
Andrea, you are so correct. That was him. That was Adams. Yeah, let me see here. And that idiot of a mayor had the nerve to say the Biden administration was going after him because he spoke against their immigration policy. That's absolutely correct. I remember that. That's not that long ago.
The strength of our communities, our faith in one another, and our collective resilience are far greater than the alleged failings of any one individual. In closing, I'd like to thank the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York, Damian Williams.
You know what?
And
You know something, also shout out to Layla Wills, because she pointed out that Mayor Adams also, that money, some of the city's money went through that hip hop museum that's like managed by Africa Bambaataa cohorts or Universal Zulu Nation cohorts, and while African Bambaataa, he still has a civil case to resolve, right, of sexual assault, and trafficking. And so it's interesting how, this guy's caught up. So it shows you never know. You never know who you're dealing with, but you will find out.
his office, Commissioner Jocelyn Strauber, and the New York City Department of Investigation and her team, as well as my team, the Public Corruption Squad here at FBI New York. Thank you.
I'd like to welcome up Commissioner Jocelyn Strauber from the New York City Department of Investigation.
Thank you, Damian. Good morning. Today, for the first time in New York City's modern history, we announce criminal charges against the sitting mayor of New York City.
Hey, y'all.
As our highest elected...
This is a big deal. This is a big deal. I mean, when was the last time you seen that happen? When was the last time you seen this happen? How often does this happen? I'm gonna have to ask that, throw that question out there. But this is a huge deal. This is the mayor, The head police officer, essentially, the head person of New York City, is indicted by the feds. Layla and the lady woman is for real. I want to ensure she gets her flowers. Yeah, for real, man. Layla Wills and her crew, covering that story. Indeed, Donnie. You know what? Um, Let me let this play. I'm gonna check something out. Hold on.
Official, the mayor should set the standard for all of city government and exemplify the integrity, transparency, and dedication to serving the public that all New Yorkers deserve. Instead, the indictment unsealed today alleges that Mayor Adams abused his power and position for nearly a decade as Brooklyn Borough President and as mayor to enrich himself and his mayoral campaigns. As charged, he sought and received illegal campaign contributions, luxury travel, and other personal benefits from foreign nationals, as well as individuals and businesses. He allegedly took steps to conceal those illegal.
Okay. Actually, it's relatively infrequent when a mayor of a major city gets indicted. So it's not that it doesn't happen, but this is a big deal. This is a huge deal right here.
Contributions
And these are a lot of charges, it seems like, or a lot of acts they claim he committed.
and personal benefits, and involved city employees and campaign staff in that concealment.
Damn.
As the indictment explains, this kind of corruption has real costs to the city and to the public. As alleged, the mayor's 2021 campaign falsely certified compliance with campaign finance laws in order to conceal those illegal campaign contributions, and as a result of those false certifications, received over $10 million in public matching funds.
What?
The mayor
$10 million. $10 million? Hold on.
false certifications received over $10 million in public falsely certified compliance with campaign finance laws in order to conceal those illegal campaign contributions, and as a result of those false certifications, received over $10 million in public matching funds. The mayor's alleged acceptance and concealment of illegal contributions and personal benefits gave overseas benefactors, wealthy individuals, and businesses undue influence over the mayor, influence that federal and local laws seek to prevent. And as charged, in exchange for certain personal benefits, the mayor pressured the New York City Fire Department to forego a required fire safety inspection before the opening of the new Turkish consulate building. As the city's Inspector General, the Department of Investigation, a city agency, conducted
I wonder what the backstory is on that Turkish embassy in New York City. Was it in New York City? Yeah, it must be. Or the consulate. I wonder what else is going on with that embassy. I mean, why would you have to forego an inspection? I mean, what are they concealing? Or what's not getting done properly to be able to have the inspection go through on your behalf? I mean, it sounds really weird.
its investigations confidentially and wholly independent of City Hall. We handled this investigation as we would any other, following the facts and seeking to hold wrongdoers accountable, no matter their role or title. Our unique access to city records and expertise in matters of city government make us a critical partner in the fight to root out corruption, working closely with our law enforcement colleagues at the FBI and the U.S. Attorney's Office. If you have information about this case or about illegal conduct by any New York City official or employee, I encourage you to contact DOI by email at tipline@doi.nyc.gov or by phone at 212-825-2828. I want to thank the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York and the FBI for their partnership on this investigation. and I want to recognize and thank the dedicated, hardworking DOI investigators who are handling this matter. Senior Inspector General Eleanor Rivkin, Inspector General Audrey Feldman, Deputy Inspectors General Arturo Sanchez and Trenton Sweeney, and their supervisors, Deputy Commissioners Christopher Ryan and Dominic Sorella. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, so that was interesting. We're gonna hear more about this story as it goes on. Uh, I think you know it might just be the beginning of, they may have just opened Pandora's box inside of New York City, man, because, the mayor is like the top dog in New York, so in a major city like this. And so, um, yeah, it seems like if they found this much corruption, there's bound to be more. I mean, just off the bat, just that's and over this period of time, this is a consistent period of time they're talking about. So they kind of have him. It looks like they have him. you know I mean, and what do you think? Yeah, yesterday we were talking about, is P Diddy going to snitch? Well, what do you think about Mayor Adams? Is he going to snitch, or is he going to go to jail? What do you think? And is there a way out of not doing jail for these crimes? I don't think so. It's a shame. It is a shame. It's a shame, It kind of goes to show you that there's a lot of talent out there, but ethics and morals, woo, it is about the ethics and the morals, no matter what society you're talking about. And no matter how much money you got, it's the ethics and the morals. No matter how much power or access, it still comes down to the ethics and the morals, because you could be a failure on multiple levels, on many levels. How do you want to be measured, and in what way? It's an endless amount of ways to be a failure, so, but yeah, it's shameful. It's shameful. All right, I'm gonna be out. I gotta this week. I think I won't be back on until this weekend, but I just wanted to cover this story. Let me know what you think about it. What you think? Uh, I mean, what are the charges? As a matter of fact, wait a second. Let me just let me see something here. This is Mayor Adams. Let me all right. Let's hear a little bit about the actual charges. Um,
by a foreign national.
okay, so these are three charges. Um, Count one, conspiracy to commit wire fraud, federal program bribery, and to receive campaign contributions by foreign nationals. Count two, wire fraud. Count three, solicitation of a contribution by a foreign national. Okay. Right. Okay. So that's kind of like count one and count two go together. And then there's, I guess, count one and count three go together, but I guess count two also, because of how they communicated, or it's across state lines. Yeah. So a check, a payment, conversation, communication, any type of trade, any type of, yeah. Well, what do you think? You think that let me let this play, but to me, okay, maybe it seems like there would be more charges, but maybe there's more to come. That's maybe that's what it is.
The other two counts are as such. Count 4, solicitation of a contribution by a foreign national, and count 5 is bribery.
These are the first criminal charges ever filed against a sitting mayor in New York City. It is a multi-count indictment, and it goes back
Okay,
many
whoa, whoa,
years,
whoa, whoa, whoa.
decades of
Okay, there's
research.
more. Okay, that's what I was thinking. Okay, I'm sorry. Here we go. So there's count 4, solicitation of a contribution by a foreign national. Okay, that's count 4. Count 5 is bribery. Okay, so now I get it. Now I see. That's all. That's all I was saying. I'm like, why 3? It's 4 counts. So
Documents have been used in this indictment that was unsealed this morning in the Southern District Court. There are very specific charges here, one of them being that the U.S. attorney saying that he smuggled contributions through U.S.-based straw donors from several countries. One of them in particular is Turkey, and we've been following that for quite some time. The U.S. attorney also saying that he compounded his
okay,
gain.
that's just one country. Turkey Turkey happens to be just one of the countries he did that type of scheme with.
As well, and saying that this stemmed from years before he even ran for
Also,
mayor.
yeah, the matching funds program, which we will discuss more at length in a few moments. We're also awaiting a news conference with the Southern District of New York announcing the indictment to give more details on this investigation, as well as a press conference from Mayor Adams himself, who is set to speak at any moment.
We are looking through the indictment. It is many pages long, many details that we are going through. And Eric Adams is now again the first sitting mayor in New York City history to be indicted. He did release a video message last night saying that if he is charged, he is innocent and he vows to fight. We have political reporter Marsha Kramer. She is joining us on.
All right, let me get to Mayor Adams real quick.
Feels that these were unfair, and I think we're going to wait and hear what he has to say, but I think he's going to try to fight it.
Again, count 1, conspiracy to commit wire fraud, federal program
They said they think he's going to try to fight it. Let's
bribery,
see.
and to receive campaign contributions by foreign nationals being the first one. And you've talked quite a bit about that as we're taking a look at Gracie Mansion as the mayor is walking to the podium.
The very first line item in the indictment: in 2014, Eric Adams, the defendant, became Brooklyn Borough president. Therefore, for nearly a decade, Adams sought and accepted improper valuable benefits such as luxury international travel, including from wealthy foreign business people and at least one Turkish government official seeking to gain influence over him. By 2018, Adams, who had then been made known his plans to run for mayor of New York City, not only accepted, but then sought illegal campaign contributions to his 2021
Okay, he's
campaign.
about to
Let's
speak
listen to
now.
the mayor right now.
You hurt our schools, our streets are dirty, our children are harassed by the police. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. You can shush me all you want, but the people are with us. And this is not a black day. This is not
What the hell is going on?
a justice day.
First of all, I want to thank you for being here this morning. And I want to thank the supporters of all ethnic groups that I hear, particularly the men and women of the clergy that's here, that have joined me here today. And
The clergy.
we are not surprised.
Ah, the clergy. He you know, that's so interesting how he mentioned, the clergy, like it's the religious thing. The spiritual community is here with me today. That's basically what he's saying. Spiritual community is on my side.
We expected this. This is not surprising to us at all. In 30 minutes, you're going to hear a story of the case that is in front of us. This story will come from the federal prosecutors. And I ask to wait and hear our side to this narrative. From here, my attorneys will take care of the case so I can take care of the city. My day-to-day will not change. I will continue to do the job for 8.3 million New Yorkers that I was elected to do. And the 300,000 plus employees of our city government will continue to do their job.
But isn't this is just a technicality? I mean, no duh. Yeah, of course you're gonna go on to do your job because you're not behind bars. Not saying that he's committed a crime either, but I mean, it's kind of like, yeah, you're gonna continue to do your job. What does that have to do with it? It's that to me, that's weird. I don't get it. It's almost like he's saying, you all are trying to stop me from doing my job, and you're trying to stop others from doing their job. No, that can't be the case. Yeah.
Because this is what we do.
It's just justice. It's like if everybody could say, when they get indicted or arrested or whatever, they're trying to stop me from doing my job.
As New Yorkers, it's an insult to the hardworking people of the city that anyone would say that they won't do their jobs while this case proceeds in the background. They are dedicated public servant, and I have been one of them for many years. And they're going to continue to do their job, moving the city forward every day. It's an unfortunate day, and it's a painful day. But inside of all of that, it's a day where we will finally reveal why for 10 months I have gone through this. And I look forward to defending myself and defending the people of this city as I've done throughout my entire professional career.
It's kind of like, he's like mixing up the two things. It's like a criminal charge against himself from a criminal charge put onto the city. The criminal charge is not to the city. It has nothing to do with your day-to-day task or your day-to-day job and how good you are at it. It only has something to do with a few specifics, like which they mentioned in the indictment. And that's so funny. I'm not against Mayor Adams, but I just find the argument is not a good argument to make. It sounds almost like the arguments like dictators make. They have an excuse. Look at Trump. Look at how we loathe that about Trump. He plays the victim every time. Trump plays the victim no matter what. He plays the victim. Here we have Mayor Adams, who's been indicted. And this is the same criminal justice system. And yet he's a Democrat. But look, he's playing the victim. With these kind of things, you either did it or you didn't do it. They're crimes, but they're saying bribery. You either did it or you didn't do it. They're saying he got favors, gifts. You either accepted the gifts and didn't report them according to the law, or you didn't. It's either one or the other. It has nothing to do with the city or how anyone feels about the city or policy in the city. It's personal faults. And the way he's talking, it just, for me, I would just caution people. I've heard it before. You hear it, you see it. It's the mind jokes.
I'll turn it over to the person who started me on this journey, Reverend Herbert Daughtry.
Amen. 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 Beautiful.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. You are our mayor, and will be to time come, still will be our mayor. To all the supporters, irrespective of what people say, he's still our mayor.
Amen.
As he has indicated, we started on a journey a long time ago.
He still is our mayor. He's still our mayor, y'all. He's still our mayor, but that has what does that have to do with it? Yeah, he's still our mayor. That's all good. That's great. That's wonderful. What's that got to do with the charges?
To join the police department. He did, and you know the rest of the story. So, you know, Mr. Mayor, Eric, it's one more battle we have to fight.
That's right.
It's one more battle we have to fight. And we're not about to quit. We're not about to give up. You'll be there. You'll be there to the end. God bless you. God be with you. We're going to win this fight.
And two, we officially call her Mother Dukes, has been a head of the NAACP and just a leader that has mentored me throughout my entire journey. I want to now come call her Mother.
Facts. Yo, Andrea, facts. Hey, break room. Yo, Andrea, this is facts right here. Like, he's acting like the entire city and all the voters and the citizens are being indicted of a crime. The way he's talking about it, it's like, how could your first initial response be to turn it, manipulate it into making it sound like it's an indictment against the city, an indictment against the people, an indictment. It's like, no, man, these are specific charges. It's not towards everyone. It's only towards the mayor and whoever played a role. And a few acts that aren't really about. Well, they're just illegal acts. You have to report your gifts as a politician. You have to report financing as a politician. And if you get the money from a foreign nation or a foreign representative or a person directed by a foreign nation to do it, that's not legal. And to give favors for that, like they suggest that the Turkish embassy or consulate or something or someplace was got to forego a fire inspection and got to open without a final fire inspection due to Mayor Adams receiving campaign fundings from them, right? From the Turkish government or Turks, something, I don't know, but that's the gist of it. And right, that's a specific act. So yeah, I'm not with the rally, or it's not about the people, it's about the cause. It's not about the person, it's about the cause. So for me, once the person commits an act and it's not right, they should just quiet down and admit to it, and then come back later after they do their time. Just admit to it. But when you don't admit to it, you turn it into something else, but yeah.
Hazel Dukes.
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Hazel Dukes. I live in Harlem. I'm 90. Would you be quiet? Would you shut up? I'm 92 years of age.
Yes.
I've known this young man.
Yo,
For over 40
I'm
years.
sorry. Let me just bring that back a little bit. Will you shut up?
We officially call her Mother Dukes, has been a head of the NAACP and just a leader that has mentored me throughout my entire journey. I want to now come call her Mother Hazel Dukes.
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Hazel Dukes. I live in Harlem. I'm 90. Would you be quiet? Would you shut up? 90. Would you be quiet? Would you shut up? I'm 92 years of age.
Yes.
I've known this young man for over 40 years. I come with a heavy heart today, but my head is not unbowed.
All right.
He's going to have his day in court, and we're going to stand by him. We came this morning to pray for him, because prayer changed things. I am asking all New Yorkers.
Because prayer changes things. I mean, Yeah, because prayer changes things. Yeah, maybe in your mind, but it doesn't change facts. And but it's I understand it's beautiful to have your community and your constituency behind you, because after all, he's innocent until proven guilty, and I get that. And it's not like I mean, it's unethical what he did, you know. It's more on the ethical side, but it does it is a question of, there's a place where ethics and morals meet. So it's always a wonder, it makes me wonder, at least, like, if this guy would do this, then is there more? And it's not just him. I'm just talking about the behavior in itself. And obviously he's going to fight this. He's going to go into court, but can it be both? Can it be unjust what he's doing and justice at the same time? Um, Yeah, I would really like to see how he's going to fight these charges. This is the feds. Unless they're just making it all up, or unless some super duper sneaky activity has been going on by somebody else, a third party, I don't see how he's going to fight it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, let me drop the link. Yeah, I do, Andrea. Let me see. Yeah, okay. So let me see. Yeah, I got about, let's see, 15 more minutes. Here we go. Yeah, there's the link, Andrea, if you want to hop up. Yeah, this is an interesting one. But then again, it's just an individual. It's the mayor of New York. It doesn't happen frequently. It's not often the mayor of a major city is indicted by the feds. But I mean, I'm kind of bored of the politicians, you know, doing things. And it's not just this guy. I mean, come on, we lived with Trump. You know what I'm saying? And it's really an issue when where we don't seem to come into this dynamic with the law the same. Andrea, what's up? You there?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear
I'm
you.
here. Can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you well. I can hear you
Okay.
well. You know, what's your
I,
thoughts?
you know, it's amazing to me how, I mean, I know people are innocent until proven guilty, but
Hmm.
they said they've heard stirrings about some of the stuff he's done for a while. They just took their time to get all this evidence to come against him, to
Right.
charge him. But they
Yep.
said they've been hearing about this for a long time. This is not something new. So
Right.
it's just amazing to me how quickly people want to come behind and support somebody, even though you can hear some of the stuff that's being said about him. Now, no disrespect to the elderly lady who showed up, but just because you've known somebody for a long period of time doesn't mean you know what goes on behind the scenes and what he's been doing or not doing. I wouldn't have said a
Facts.
damn thing. I'd have kept my ass off to the side. Same thing with the clergy guy. He should have kept his mouth shut. Because if you really believe that prayer changes thing, and the change that's going to happen is him going to jail, you're going to say that your prayers caused him to go to jail. See, that's the problem. They get out here and making all these claims and stuff about what prayer can do. But when the
Right.
prayer doesn't come out in their favor, it's the devil that caused it not to happen. I mean, they need to
Yep.
stop the charade of this so-called, spirituality and how in touch they are with God and all sorts of stuff. Until it doesn't go their way, then it's
Invoking,
something else.
trying to lower your defenses, invoke your helplessness, just give yourself to the universe, you know, give up your reasoning and your rationale, and just, put it in the hands of the Lord at this moment in time, when the man needs a lawyer.
Right.
He's supposed to be getting a lawyer. She's talking about prayer.
Exactly. Exactly. It's just mind-boggling to me. And they know that whatever they do, whatever is good for thee, it's not for me. It's
Right.
them that they get away with stuff like this for the most part. He should
It,
know.
it
He should have known better, and
you
he
know
should
what I
have
think?
done better.
When I think about it, I take this kind of, not from her personally, but just the idea, because she didn't just invoke it. It was invoked by the gentleman before him also, right? This idea that like, everyone else is supposed to focus on what happened, the law. The federal attorney, he's focusing on the law, the crime, the actions, the details. And her message to us is we supposed to focus on prayer. Don't focus on the details, y'all.
Yeah. And it's just, that's why, anyway, I got my opinions about that anyway, about the clergy and all that, and Christianity and all that. Because these same folks that want to say, pray to this God, is some other folks who are saying, we want to take this nation back, put everybody in shackles. We want slavery. We want women not to have rights. It's the same God they're praying to. Same one. Same one.
Same religion.
Somebody's lying. Same one. Now you pick your poison. Which one is the right one? Which one?
Yep.
That's where all this confusion and stuff comes in, when they want to make this and they want to make this about some spiritual whatever, and then we got these two things going on at the same time. Okay, so who God's gonna come out on top? It ain't gonna be the one we pray to, huh?
Yeah, and what do you pray for when you don't know if he's done it yet? There hasn't been a trial. Like, what are you praying for? Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just, it's a funny way.
The good is God, as bad as the devil, and the devil's always somebody who doesn't go along with your dirty. Even though these people are telling the truth, but they don't go along with your dirty. They're the devil. See, even their Bible says, it's going to come to the point they're called good, evil, evil, good. This is exactly what they're doing, right? This is exactly what they're doing. You stand up against them, shut up, be quiet. But when you stand behind him in solidarity with him, like I said, he's innocent until proven guilty, but just for the sake of what's going on over there, all of a sudden you got to shut up and be quiet because you're over speaking out against him. But he's the one who did the dirty and wants everybody to come and say, rally around me and know that I've done this for the city of New York. I've been a public servant. I'm like, okay, apparently these people know that you've been worse than that.
Yep.
So
it's weird. It's very weird. It's very weird. And, and it's interesting how they went to this very, very fast. This was the beginning. Like, the initial response is like prayer. I can't even understand. He got the city. Obviously, he has city. I don't know where he got these individuals from, but obviously he has his constituency that supports him strong in New York City, so he can tap into them. And he tapped into them like immediately.
And notice what color all of them are. Huh?
Yep, exactly.
I mean,
so that's weird.
It's almost like anytime one of us gets in trouble, and he was the one who wanted to reinstitute, I don't know if he did or not, but he wanted to reinstate stop and frisk. That's him. He wanted to do that for the city of New York. So I don't know how people can get up there and they just doing that for a photo op, because their good conscience shouldn't have allowed them to even get up there and stand behind him, with him, for him, or whatever.
He's innocent until proven guilty, but it doesn't mean he didn't do it. So that's how they're supposed to look at it. Like, yeah, he's innocent until proven guilty, but it doesn't mean he didn't do it. So why would I want to stand up there with him? Like, this is not something you can't hold somebody's hand through this, because these are criminal charges. So it has something to do with only him. Like, none of the other people know what he knows and what the federal attorney knows. Right? So it's hard to. Why would you want to, stick your head in there too fast? But these are the people that back him up no matter what, and I understand that. And maybe people feel like they've been with him a long time, and some people are like that. No matter what, they're only going to see you as good after a while because they feel like they need to be that way.
I guess, because I tell you what, if I'm married to him, I wouldn't be standing there with him. I mean, because you're gonna get him. If whoever went on those trips with him, I mean, if they knew what was going on, they're in trouble too. He's caused a lot of people to get put in in the way of having charges filed against them for what they know. And, I'm sorry. Anyway, mind-boggling. Mind-boggling. But I don't have nothing else to say about that, BB.
I'm back. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, sorry about that. Okay. No, because I chimed out for a second. I'm sorry. I missed what you just said.
No, I said, he's called other people. I said if I was married to him and I knew that he was taking all these bribes and stuff, now he subjected me to go to the prison right along with him and anybody else he did that for.
Right. Yeah.
They're going to go after everybody that was involved in any of wherever he went, to Istanbul, Ghana, all these places he went that he took this money or did whatever. Now all those people are going to be subject to having charges brought against them too. And, I'm sorry. I mean, again, innocent until proven guilty. But
they don't play.
Even if they get you on one, bro, that's one is enough.
Yeah, one is enough. And especially if you're guilty of more things.
Yeah.
Because they could take one and start prying,
I feel sorry. I just feel, it's just, it's always our people just seem like we just don't get it, right? They're gonna look. We already see how the Supreme Court justices are getting away with that. They should know, but it doesn't apply to us. Even though Clarence Thomas seems like he's getting away with that thing, But anyway, that's just a whole nother.
They're not going to interfere with him. He's going to be convicted, and when he's convicted, the Supreme Court ain't going to say nada.
Yeah,
they're in trouble. That Supreme Court is a whole nother. They're in trouble. They expose themselves, so it's like hunting. What do they call that? Goodwill hunting with the Supreme Court too. Now people going after them. It's like 4 or 5 of them that basically are in trouble ethically. So their head's going to be on the what do they call that?
Chopping block.
Yeah, the chopping block soon too, and so shall it be. But because that again, Justice Thomas, he's charged with doing similar things.
Exactly.
So how could it be one? How could you be able to get away with that on the Supreme Court, but Adams can't get away with it? Well, folks, you're seeing it. Adams shouldn't be able to get away with it, but the Supreme Court doubly should not be able to get away with it. I mean, what's more relevant to the country, Supreme Court or Mayor of New York?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or who's supposed to have the higher ethics, intact? Who's at the very least? It's supposed to be the Supreme Court when no one else does, but yet it's not the case. So I say off with their heads. I'm glad the federal government, you know what? And the federal government need to go after Clarence Thomas too.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, and anybody else there, is a crime is a crime.
Exactly.
So.
Exactly. Well, like I said, that's them getting behind him is like these women who've had to stand behind their husbands who's cheating on them. And no, you won't see me standing there. No. You, my wife, you need to show solidarity. No, like that fool out there in North Carolina and his wife came and sitting next to him and he's explaining, we had an abortion back in the day. We didn't do nothing. She did. You didn't have nothing. You just paid for it. Nothing happened to your body. You just paid for it. Yep. But then now it's wrong for everybody else. Like, man, stop.
Yeah. Stop. That's it. Hypocritical nature. But all right, Andrea. But I appreciate you hopping up, and we're going to follow this story too. It's going to be exciting. Of course, you never know where this goes. This could turn into anything, because you start crying and think about it. Who can he snitch on somebody? What do you think? Can he snitch? Can he get out of this by snitching or what? What can he do?
Hey, he probably better come out before Diddy mentions him. You know
what I'm saying? Yeah, that is going to be very interesting just to see, do these two somehow interact in charges? We'll never know. But in any case,
all right.
Yeah, all right, Andrea. I see you.
Take care.
Thanks for hopping up. Yeah.
All
right, everybody. I'm out. I'm gonna catch up with you guys in a couple of days. I appreciate it. Thanks for coming out for a little bit of tuning in and listening to this stuff. Oh my God, it's too much. Mayor of New York indicted now. And Gene Deal, again, Gene Deal, he mentioned that like 2 or 3 days ago, that an indictment was coming in for the mayor of New York, and that people going to be, trying to step down out of all kinds of positions. It's happening. Now, I don't know if this is connected to Diddy. I don't think it is, at least not yet. But, hey, New Yorkers, yeah, y'all be the judge. You tell me. Is it connected, New Yorkers? Tell me, what does the grapevine say in New York? Because hey, love me fruit. Yeah, let me know. Because who knows? Who knows? I would hate to see Mayor Adams be implicated in any type of freak offs. That would be terrible. But if it is, let it be. Now, again, as a reminder, he's already. There was Layla Wills pointed out, the woman who did the documentary on Bambaataa and his sexual assault allegations, right? She's been following up on that, and she mentioned that the hip hop museum, which is organized, I think, by the Zulu Nation, Universal Zulu Nation, which Bambaataa is the leader of. Um, Apparently, they was getting access to some of those funds, or some of the high-ranking members of the Zulu Nation were appointed to work at that museum, or to organize the museum, and therefore getting benefits at a time where people like Layla Wills and others are saying, "Hey, man, anybody that knows anything about the molestation of kids and sexual assault and sex trafficking, all that stuff of minors that was going on, shouldn't be allowed to benefit from hip hop at all." I mean, she's been pointing that out. So keep in mind, there's been some funds that's come through, and Mayor Adams was the mayor that I believe signed off on the funds. So but check that out. Layla Wills, Google Layla Wills and Mayor Adams, and I'm sure you're gonna find something to Google. All right, y'all. I'm out for now. Peace, and I appreciate everybody once again.